What's going on, y'all? Listen, first of all, if I sound like I'm a little low, put your headphones in or whatever, but I'm not going to be talking too loud because I am in my mama's house. I already told y'all that it might be a little late, but girl, I'm just going to tell y'all here right now because I am not in my usual location where I record and my mom and my sisters are upstairs asleep. I don't want to be too loud, but I was forced to watch this tonight. Well, technically speaking, it's 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, whatever. It's a time difference here, so it's 1 o'clock, which is 12 o'clock my time. But and my body is still on my time. But listen, I was forced to watch this at this particular time because as soon as this episode became available on the app early this morning, Friday morning, baby, y'all had the spoilers and everything on there. And I couldn't even be mad because the episode do come on Friday. So it is what it is. And I had saw something that I didn't want to see, but it kind of pissed me off. But at the same time, it just said, Ashley, go ahead and watch this. Go ahead and get it out the way because by the time you get to it, it's going to be already spoiled. You're going to know what's going on. And I didn't even get no excitement out of it, to be quite honest, because I knew what happened, but I didn't know how it happened. But anyway, I'm about to do this review for you guys so that y'all won't be waiting so long because 9 out of 10, you probably weren't going to get it until Monday. But anyway, this is Power. It's probably going to be a little condensed, not necessarily how I usually do it, because as y'all can see, I'm not in the same location and it's not my normal flow. So I just really want to get these thoughts out of my mind. If I forget something, charge it to the game, not my heart, okay? But anyway, I'm just hitting on the important stuff. We open up the episode. This is Power Book 3. Power Book 2 Ghosts, okay? Season 3, Episode 8. I am so pissed off that I heard and I seen that episode 9 ain't coming on until not next week but the week after. So we finally skipping a week, which is just go ahead and give it to us, okay? The episode starts off and you got Davis up on the he's up on the roof of the building, okay? And he's drunk as hell. He's drunk as hell. And then here comes Saxe, all right? He's in his feelings because of the fact that his brother, Theo, don't want nothing to do with him at this point, you know? And he's drinking. The way he drowned that beer, I said, oh, baby, calm down. That's just a little bit too much, you know? You're making me a little bit nervous. And Saxe is up there. And at this point, Davis also gets a text message or a call from Monet that tells him that, Diana got locked up or whatever. She's at the police office. And, you need to come down there to the jail and you need to take care of it. He also get a text message from Tariq saying that they need to talk. Now, see, he wound up telling Saxe that Diana got arrested, right? And Saxe was like, you in no condition to come down here, so let me take care of it. I was like, no. All right, but Saxe was going to go, but he said, okay, if you sure, you can go ahead and handle it. Meanwhile, down there up at the precinct, you got Jenny and Blanca. Baby, honestly, I wish one of them would have been taken out. Truth be told, I'm not mad at what happened. I'm mad at how it happened. But I really wish it was one of Jenny or Blanca to be taken out because they doing too much. Jenny is so insufferable. Blanca is so insufferable. And she's been insufferable since Power, okay? And it's about time that her chickens came home to roost, okay? Listen. They up there trying to trip Diana up, trying to get her to flip, trying to get her to talk about Tariq, trying to get her to talk about Monet. Girl, y'all out here doing this and y'all out here doing that. Oh, well, I'm a first-time offender. I'm not going to get nothing but community service. They was like, girl, with your name, you ain't going to get shit but jail time, okay? No, ain't no judge finna take it easy on you. I said that's prejudice. That's prejudice in the court. If you're going to do this just because of my name and all that stuff, that's messed up. And I'm a first-time offender. And like Diana said, okay, you got me on the cameras or whatever, but you don't know exactly what it is I'm putting up in there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no proof that you seen me doing something and distributing something or whatever. You just saw me putting something up in there, but you don't know what it is, And I said, good point. And so at this point, they still want her to flip. They trying to get her to take out Monet. Monet over there tripping because she feels as though, if it was Drew, if it was Kane, they'd know how to deal with this whole situation, right? But it's Diana. And see, this is why when you're in a business like this, you treat everybody with respect, or at least show them that you are cool with them to a certain point, or you're okay with them, because they're going to get into a situation like this. And now you're going to be sitting over there after you didn't cuss them out, after you didn't ice them out. Now you over here worrying about whether or not Diana going to flip on your ass, okay? And I'm just sitting here like, oh my goodness, this don't make no sense, okay? And you get back over there to Diana, girl, they up there putting it out there talking about some, we got y'all on Tariq killing Dante Spears probably, to Ramirez, and to this person, to Z, to Carrie, to Detective Whitman. I said, baby, we don't care about that. We don't care about that. Stop it, all right? It is what it is, Moving on from that, Drew, he go over there, and Tariq had to come over there to the house. Drew Monet was the only one that's there because Kane had left trying to go up to Stansfield. Now, at this point, it's like, what are you going up to the Stansfield for? Okay, because it ain't for Tariq. Tariq is already down there, Tariq is basically telling them, listen, it's a RICO. So y'all need to figure out what we going to do. The feds are investigating. It's some shit that's going on. We need to be careful. Meanwhile, Kane up there to talk to Effie, okay? We knew this was gonna happen, all right. Now, see, Kane, and I remember looking at Rock's son's Joe. Y'all go look at his podcast. Look at his channel. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm gonna make sure I share his video when he posts his review. But why is it he was like, Power literally throws a sex scene or whatever in there at any moment, okay? Kane went up there to talk to Effie about what's going on. Did you hear about what's happening? What's going on? Diana got arrested and all this stuff. And she was like, no, I ain't know nothing what's going on. I ain't set her up and all this stuff and woo, woo, woo. Next thing you know, Kane was about to leave. And she was like, wait a minute. I want to let you know that thank you for paying my tuition. That was cool or whatever. And next thing you know, I'm sitting here like, all right, so this how y'all set up the fact that y'all about to have sex? Yes, I said this is weird. This is weird, but at the same time, I was here for it because we knew it was coming. It was awkward because I thought it was placed not right, and it came up at the wrong time. You should be worried about getting your sister out. And technically speaking, you can't get her out right now, but you should be worried about trying to figure out exactly what happened. And you go up to Effie. And I don't even feel like he really went up there to actually see if she knew what was going on. He went up there to get some ass in the first place, and that's just how it is. She took control, and they wind up doing it. Okay, they wind up doing it up until they woke up the next day, all cuddled up in the bed and everything together. And I'm sitting here like, ugh. And they weren't even asleep. They was just cuddled up. I said, ugh, so y'all woke up at the same time. Y'all was just laying there, just like basking in the ambiance of what happened, smelling y'all juices and everything. I said, that's nasty, but it was cute at the same time. I don't care what nobody say. I'm here for Effie and Kane. They should have been together in the first place. It never should have been Tariq and Effie. I'm just gonna say that. So they doing that, you know what I'm saying? And then Kane winds up getting a text message from Monet. All right. Not Monet. She called him. Okay. Like, nigga, where you at? I said, yes. You're supposed to be out here trying to get some information about what's going on with Diana instead of out here fucking around. That's what you out here doing. All right. So they got to figure out this whole situation of what they going to do with this RICO case and everything. And it is just a mess. It's so much that's going on. Meanwhile, back at the precinct, you got Saxe up there talking to Jenny and telling her that, he's going to be on the case for Diane. He's going to be her lawyer. She's like, this is like, a conflict of interest because you a CI and now you're going to be her lawyer and we're looking into all of this. It's crazy, okay? And so at this point, prior to this, Tariq had came up there to Davis' office and told him, listen, Saxe is the mole, okay? Mind you, Davis is sloshed at this point, but he sobered up real quick to a certain extent, to the point that he still knew the code to the safe, and he did that code, and opened up that safe. I said, Davis, we ain't finna get no money. What you finna do? Baby, no. He was getting a gun. Tariq had to calm him down and say, baby, we can't do that. Put that back up in there, boo. Put that back up in there. He was like, okay. I'm finna go up here to the police station. I'm finna take care of this right quick. Baby, at this time, when Saxe finally, first of all, was I the only one who thought Saxe got pulled over because you saw them blue lights behind him and he was doing all this trying to like make it seem like he wasn't drunk? I said, thank God he was sitting up in the parking lot. But he pulls up and he comes in there and he comes around the corner and he sees Jenny and Saxe talking. And so he already know that he a rat. So he just pissed off at this point, you know. And he's trying to make it seem like he don't know what's going on. They go in there talking to Diana, and you can tell which side of the fence is going on. Davis is really trying to get Diana not to say anything. Saxe is trying to get Diana to name names. Who gave you this? Who gave you that? We don't know if she did this. It got to a point where Diana was like, damn, can I talk? Just let me figure this shit out. And they was like, go ahead and say what you got to say. And before she could say exactly what she had to say, Saxe made it like he accidentally spilled some coffee on, hot coffee on Davis. Not Davis, but Saxe accidentally. And this made them get up so that he can go clean it off because it was hot and it spilled on his pants, like in the middle of his groin. He slid over a note to Diane, and basically the note said, bring up Effie. Put the shit on Effie, okay? Tell Saxe about Effie. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. And so she winds up doing it. The way that she did it was, at first you thought that she was about to trick off on Monet. She was about to trick off on somebody else. But then eventually she just said Effie stuff, you know, because that's who they wind up going after. Because that's what we saw in the preview. We saw that on the preview. Meanwhile, this is when Tariq had came over there to Effie's after her and what's his name, Kane, get through doing what they doing, right? And she was like, so you ain't gonna be calling me, you ain't gonna be doing this. He said, listen, bitch, I'm calling you for work. We gonna still have to be in association like that because we gotta work. But see, when Kane was in there, Tariq popped up and she was like, go hide. And he was like, really? You want me to do that over this nigga? And my whole thing about this was, if y'all over and done with and you wanted to stick it to her, to stick it to Tariq, I would have had Kane sitting right there on the bed. I would have let him walk right past Tariq as I was zipping up my pants. That's what I would have did, okay? But, you know, he had to come up in there and he put on this front basically trying to get her back in the game, like, because remember, he iced her out. And he was like, you want to, you know, go pick up the boxes. They got the cups and all this stuff. She was like, bitch, you want me to be a gopher? And he was like, bitch, you still need the money. So you get your money, I get my money. You know what I'm saying? She was like, well, I'm going to need to sell some drugs or whatever. He was like, fine, I'll give you a pack of kilo a week, okay? Mind you, Kane is hearing all of this. Meanwhile, over there at Monet house, you got Evelyn and her boys, the Castillos. They all having a meeting. You got Monet and Drew there too. Basically, Monet is telling them we finna shut everything down for right now because the feds are looking at us. It's a RICO case. I'm finna handle it. Now, let me tell you something. Them boys, they was getting out of that. They was talking out of terms. Miss Evelyn had to come through and say, bitch, shut the fuck up, okay? Because you don't disrespect your elders like that, all right? You know, she talking to them in Spanish like, you hush, all right? Salito, okay? That's what she was doing. And I was like, it makes sense. Y'all not being looked at, but if y'all continue to keep on putting y'all products out there, y'all eventually going to be linked to Monet since y'all working together, and she's trying to prevent y'all from getting caught up. Meanwhile, when they leave, Evelyn had asked Drew, have you seen Gordo? He said no, and it was like, is everything good with him? Ugh, stop. Hold on one second. There we go. They said, is everything okay? And he was like, yeah, everything's cool. And so one of the older brothers was still standing there, or one of the brothers was standing there, and he was listening to this whole situation. Drew winds up spiraling out of control, and just that look that we saw, we knew what was about to happen. Brayden, girl, Kiki go over there to meet up with Brayden. Brayden was at home. He in his feelings because after all, he found out about the company being fake as hell and being a Ponzi scheme. And I feel bad for Brayden a little bit because Brayden thought he was doing something good. He literally put Tariq's trust fund into this company, had him invest his trust fund into this company, took Monet's money, that life insurance from Lorenzo and stuff, had Kane and them put it in the company and all that stuff. So Kiki trying to make it seem like it ain't no big deal. This is people that ain't gonna miss this money. Brayden, like, this is people that has 401ks and retirement money and all this other stuff, and you really think that they're not gonna miss it? And I get where Kiki is coming from, but baby, this is not what he's worried about. He's worried about Tariq, and he's worried about the Tejada mostly as well. She was like, basically, you need to put a cap on that, and you need to control that. I said, excuse me, Miss Kiki. Kiki don't love you, Brayden. She been using you this whole time. So, once again, Kane meet up with Monet, and Monet is chewing Kane out. Let me tell you something. I just need Monet to just stop talking to him like that. You know, she was like, you was up there at Stansfield trying to get you that scholarship, pussy. I said, Monet, stop, you know, and was like, you know, telling him what was going on. And of course, he's upset that Tariq knows some things and all this stuff. And he figured out that part of the plan that Tariq had to help with this whole situation is probably just to put everything up on Effie. And of course, because he's fucking around with Effie, he feel like, oh, so y'all really just gonna try to put this on Effie and set her up to get her put in. And I'm just sitting here like, that's kind of messed up. But, you know, Effie would have did the same thing. And let's be real. Look, she did what she had to do. So now he got to do what he had to do. Meanwhile, we see Tariq go up there talking to Brayden, and it was like, nigga, we got a Rico. They looking at us for Rico. Brayden said, Rico? Like YSL? Rico? I said, oh my goodness. Young Thug really been in jail that long. This shit has been in jail that long that his case is now being incorporated into a main TV show that is on currently. Wow. So now, you know, they got to talk about everything. Brayden told him about the whole Ponzi scheme and everything. And now, at this point, Tariq is tripping out because Monet wants her money back. She keeps on calling Lucas. Lucas ain't trying to pick up. Also, Tariq convinced RSJ to put his money up in there, remember? And so now, when he tells RSJ what's up, RSJ is pissed because he like, I listened to your ass and you put me in this situation. I'm finna get my money taken from you because you put me in this situation. I said, well, you the dumb one that listened to this little boy. So, you know, there's that. You should have did your investigation, but it is what it is. Meanwhile, Monet walked up there to that country club where Lucas was and basically said, bitch, I don't care if it's members only. I'm finna sit my ass here. I'm Monet Tejada. You got my money. When I tell you to do something, you do something. When I call, you answer that phone, okay? And when I say I want my money, I want every last penny of it. Do you got that? And then drank the drink and left. I said, oh. Girl, later on, she called him a Saint Bernard. And I had to look at him and I said, he do look like a dog in the face. Wow, that is funny. Now, you know damn well that wouldn't happen. All right. Meanwhile, so yeah, after this, you know, when Diane finally tells Saxe and all this stuff that she really don't trust Davis, she winds up giving him the information about the whole situation with Effie, putting it on Effie. And he goes in there and he tells Jenny and Blanca, they was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because now they ready to go in. Because now they got a little proof that the operation is going on and this stuff is happening. And, you know, he was like, yeah, I'm ready. Because she said, now, if we do this, we move on this, you're going to have to come out as the CI, right? And he was like, okay, I'm good. I'm ready as this. Now, y'all know this is dangerous because if he come out and they find out he the CI and he been working against them this whole time, oh, it's about to be hell to pay, right? And he's going to have to run for his life. Meanwhile, you know, you got Kane and Effie up there caking on the phone and he trying to see... do you really trust Tariq? You know, he got you doing this little job. Do you really trust him and all that shit? And in the midst of doing that, he in the conversation with her before he can even get into the explanation of why he asked her that. Drew upstairs having a conniption, okay? Drew is fucking shit up in that room. I said, first of all, niggas love to mess shit up that they didn't even buy. Dante decked that place out and you had got the nerves to destroy it. You want to know why? Because he saw an interview that Everett, who we thought was gone out there in Oklahoma City playing basketball, you know what I'm saying? Girl, he on TV talking to Jamil Hill, having an interview, and this motherfucker came out. He came out as a gay man. He said, I did it because, it's not too many gay athletes out here that comes out, and it's a lot of us that's out here, and I got the full support of my team. They're the reason why I went on ahead and did it and had the confidence to do it. And the gag was when his man came and sat down next to him. This tall, lanky white man. I said, oh my goodness. And you want to know what made me mad about that? I said, Everett, you need your ass whooped, okay? On the one hand, Drew was doing a little bit much trying to force that man to come out. But you mean to tell me you get down there to Oklahoma, racist-ass Oklahoma City, and then you decide to come out then for that white man, but you couldn't come out for Drew? You couldn't come out for Drew because he was out there in the streets and stuff like that? Is that what it was? I just did not understand that. That boy spiraled, okay? I said, bitch, you know what, Drew? I would have been pissed too because that's all he wanted. He wanted him to come out for him, but then he leaves and be gone for less than a year, and then you come out for this white man. That's what be happening. Oh my God, these niggas. Kanye may have been crazy a little bit. He may be off his rockers, mental illness is a thing, you know what I'm saying? But he never lied when he said they gonna get on and leave your ass for a white girl. That's exactly what Everett did. Everett did that. Bitch, meanwhile, you got Drew down there stalking him while he at the restaurant with his man, and then going at him because he wound up seeing him and he drunk. And he emotional, and he calling him out, and he like, listen, I had somebody that I love, they gone, and it's like, you got everything, I got nothing. Oh, so you could come out for him, but you couldn't come out for me, and then you gonna fuck around and get with a white boy? I said, thank you for saying what I was thinking. No shade, I'm not racist, I'm not prejudiced, but baby, we was all thinking it. We was all thinking it. And then got a hoity-toity, goody, two-shoe looking country club ass white boy. I said, damn, you couldn't even get a niggified white boy. You wouldn't got the most prestige looking white boy. I said, oh. And then he just had this breakdown, and Everett winds up hugging him. Well, mind you, they're in this restaurant. He's been recorded, right? Bringing this into play. He was being recorded because all of a sudden we see over there with Evelyn, the son that was standing there listening to Drew say that him and Gordo was good, he sees that Drew's meltdown was uploaded to YouTube. He shows the clip to Evelyn, you know what I'm saying, his mama, and she listens and they hear what he says about the one that I love is gone. Now he's gone. It was like, didn't he tell us that him and Gordo was good? Now we're going to have another sit down talk with Drew. I said, oh shit, Drew about to die. He is about to get fucked up again, or he about to die, okay? Something's about to happen. Meanwhile, you got this whole thing with Tate. Tate doing a debate. You got Lucas and the Westons out there. They're looking for somebody in the DNC to control, and of course, they found Tate. They look at the way that he's, presenting the debate and being for pro-cop and all that stuff. So, of course, they was like, yeah, he's our guy. Meanwhile, Harper, she was there. That's his boo for right now. And she was like, I'm not seeing it for you. And you over there talking to Tate. I just don't like this. Talking to Lucas and them, okay? You need to back the fuck off of that or we gonna be done. He was like, okay, cool. I'm going to not talk to them. I'm not taking no meeting. I'm not going to lunch. And I want you to marry me. I said, stop it. Like, you really trying to marry this lady because of a political image, And she said no, but then come to find out she broke up with him because he lied about taking the lunch. Because light-skinned Keisha wound up telling her that she saw him at lunch with Lucas, Meanwhile, you got Theo coming up there to Davis and telling him, because Saxe was in the office as well, and telling them that, yeah, the treatment is working. I'm apologizing for the way that I treated you the last time. The treatment is working and all this stuff and woo, woo, woo. Saxe leaves out because Davis is already pissed at him, but he's trying so hard not to put it out there that, bitch, I know who the fuck you are. I know you a rat. And Theo realizes something is going on. And he winds up telling him what was happening. And he was like, you ain't gonna do nothing? He was like, I'm gonna do something. Don't worry about it, okay? And I was like, oh, okay, what you gonna do? Meanwhile, you got Tariq finally telling RSJ what was going on, like I already mentioned, and they wind up having a sit down with Lucas, and basically said, "You gonna get my money back, or we gonna go to the SEC. Okay, we going to the SEC, and you're not only gonna get my money back, you gonna get." And he was like, "I can't get all that money back, bitch. You gonna put you on a payment plan. From what I can gather, what you got." You're going to get on the payment plan, and not only if you're going to get my money back, you're going to get Tariq's money back, you're going to get the Tejada money back. He said something about, Tariq, this ain't the hood or whatever. Girl, stop. I'm sorry. He said something looking at him like this ain't the hood. Tariq said, nigga, this all, everywhere's the hood. I said, boop. Now, say, Lucas, you tried to play these niggas, and these niggas got you by the balls, okay? Meanwhile, they doing this thing operation. We see Effie, she going to pick up the cups, right? We see Angela's nephew out there looking and doing the patrol and all that stuff. They following her, right? They follow her all the way to the warehouse, and then they bust her, okay? They bust her, and they go to the warehouse, and they checking the drugs. I said, oh my God, when they went up in there, I said, that's the actual warehouse. Remember when Monet and them had that meeting, and all I kept on thinking, that's where they was holding the drugs at. That's where they was holding the drugs at. Get them out of there. Girl, they opening up the drugs, trying to check it and see the purity and all that stuff. Baby, egg on their face because it wasn't nothing but sugar. It wasn't nothing but sugar, bitch. Girl, Tariq is sitting outside in the car, looking at it on his phone. And, of course, Saxe feels dumb. He feels real dumb at this point. Jenny feels stupid as hell. Jenny feel like she got played by him and feel like he set her up and all that stuff. That's the only explanation. And he was like, no, that's not what happened. I put my life on the line because why would I set you up when now they know that we're onto them, and now they know that I'm the CI, and now I'm finna be the one that they finna come after. Jenny got so pissed at him and pulled all of his protection. I said, you's a bitch. And then he was like, at one point, I actually liked being with you and thought we could be something, but you ain't nothing. You gonna end up by yourself because your ambition is gonna kill being with somebody. I said, oh, you ain't had to tell her that, but you did. And I said, that's probably the last thing you gonna say to her, okay? Because Jenny's just, Meanwhile, Tariq had texted Monet that it's done. So they set this plan up. Kane come in there to see Monet. Next thing you know, Effie comes there, whatever. And they talking about the Saxe situation. They talking about the Lauren situation, but they never say that Lauren is still alive, right? But Effie shows up. And because they got to still find out in the midst of this RICO, they still need a new distribution or a new way to get these drugs out on the street because they have to get rid of these drugs and they have to get the money to Norma. Norma still got her foot on their neck. Effie pops up and she was like, I get why y'all did what y'all did, but y'all could have let me know and not put me in the dark. So it was a plan. They wasn't trying to get her knocked, but at the same time, they was using her as bait, you know what I'm saying, to show that to confirm that the FBI is after them. So now they know that they're onto them. So now this fucks up the whole case for Jenny. It fucks up the case for Blanca. And it's like, what they gonna do? Meanwhile, when Effie left, because Effie said, I would have did the same thing to y'all niggas too. Kane left right behind her. Tariq was like, you knew about this? Girl, Monet said, I don't give a fuck about them. Who cares who they fucking? I said, Tariq, why do you give a damn? Okay, that bitch had your bitch killed, quote unquote, and you don't care about her, so hey, it is what it is. So now they got something that they gotta do, okay? After that, let me see. After this whole situation with Saxe getting played basically by Diane, he gets in his car and he leaves this voicemail to Tariq like, whatever you about to do, you need to call your dogs off because I know where Tasha at, I know where Yaz at. And before he can get it all the way out, Theo comes from the back seat and put a gun to him. So when he had that, you see Tariq up there talking to Davis about the phone call that he got, and Davis figured out that it had to be Theo because then Theo facility that he was supposed to be in, they gave him a call and said that he hasn't been taking the treatments. Okay, they haven't been working. Meanwhile, you got Kane and Effie over there fucking, okay, and you know, she doing what she doing, and he, uh, while they in the midst of doing that, let me pause there for a second because prior to that, Diana got out. All right, she talking to Monet like, listen, I don't want no parts of this no more. I want to go to Spelman. Girl, she just got out of jail. Why is Monet cussing her out? Girl, get your stupid ass up in the car and all this stuff. I said, now see, Monet, listen, you just don't care. Meanwhile, while Effie and Kane was up in there fucking, all of a sudden the marshals come in and they arrest her ass. And they was like, what you getting arrested for? For the first degree murder of, attempted murder of Lauren Baldwin. While she's doing her perp walk out of the building, girl, she see Jenny standing at the car like this. All right. And as she doing that, baby, they open up that, she moved aside and they told her what they finna charge her with. Girl, all of a sudden the window come down like Snoop Dogg did when he was rolling in Baby Boy and coming to get Tyrese. Baby, Lauren said, yeah, that's the bitch that tried to kill me. I said, gag. Baby, Kane came out there and he saw her. He was like, what? And I said, ain't that about some shit, bitch? And next thing you know, we get over there to Davis. Davis wound up finding his brother. And yeah, he did have Saxe. And basically, he wound up shooting Saxe. And I'm sorry, it was so anticlimactic to me because I already saw the spoiler. You know, he was with Tariq and he wound up shooting Saxe in the chest. Well, in the back, and it came out his chest. So Saxe is now dead. And when I found that out, I said, wow. And then I found out that it was Theo who did it, who wound up taking his own life. And they did put us a warning at the beginning. And it was all because he said, you're not going to jail. I'm not going back to jail. We finna be free. And so he just took himself out. And I felt bad for Saxe, not Saxe, but Davis, because of all he did to get his brother out. He spent 28 years trying to get his brother out, only for it to end like this without his brother, literally. But to have Saxe, a character that we could not stand for the whole entirety of Power, that we wanted to go because of his shit, to have him go out by somebody like Theo, a brand new fucking character, and not by the hands of Tariq or even Davis or even Monet. Like, what? It just, I ain't like it. I ain't like it. Saxe, regardless of how I feel, Saxe deserved better than that. But hey, that was Power. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. Hopefully y'all can hear this review and y'all can get it and it still got the feel. And yeah, y'all